Alright, hey, this is Sal from Saladbowl Gaming, and I'm going to bring you a video about the new champion point structure, point increase, rebalancing from what I can tell you in the patch notes released on the forum. As you can see right here, patch notes are increasing by 30, champion points are increasing by 30 points, so that's 10 in each constellation. That was known. That was known that was going to happen. That's what they've been doing, increasing by 30 points. One thing that people are having an issue with at the moment is the experience curve is going to be adjusted. So earlier points, you're going to get them faster. So they're making it so that people can get to 630 or within 630 faster. So the earlier points that you get are gonna happen a lot faster. You're not gonna have to wait as long to get up to like 400 or whatever, because they've reduced so right here the experience curve has been automatically adjusted with this new cap. That curve is the earlier points have a reduced amount of XP that they need to get. So they don't need the thousands and hundreds of thousands that they used to need. So basically what they're trying to do is get people to end game faster. They want people to be able to experience the end game content faster, which I agree with, but then I don't agree with. The one thing that I don't like is people just getting stuff. It took me forever to get to the max, and I started with a V16, so I already had 160. It took longer if you've been around since the veteran ranks 1 through 16. You got to level 49, and then when you hit level 50, you were automatically veteran rank 1, and then you had to go through 16 levels, which were horrendous, a horrendous grind. Took forever, but when I got there, it felt more like I earned it. Whereas now it's just gonna be people, oh, here you go, here's your stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff just to hand it out, and I'm not 100% sure that I like it. One thing that comes with grinding is your experience with your character. People are gonna get to higher levels now, and they're not gonna have experience with their character. People aren't gonna do research. They're not gonna be good. There's a lot of outlets, there's a lot of people online that know what they're talking about, but people don't want to look it up. Anyways, that's another tangent. But the champions point on rebalancing, basically stronger, more useful passives have had their maximum values reduced, while the weaker ones, the more niche passives, have had their maximum values increased. So basically, the ones that are more widely used just to use, they've nerfed them basically. And then the ones where just a few people will use them, they've increased they want people to have a more wide range. Basically, they're making everything more standard across the board, so that there is more of a wide range of options, which I agree with. There needs to be more of a wide range of options, because we're getting a lot of people that basically go online, and like I have a few videos of builds that I use, and people, I'm not saying people copy mine, but there are a few people where people will just basically verbatim take their build, and that's it. That's all they do. They don't do any theory crafting of their own. So I do like this in the fact that we might get more types of builds, more people using different ones than just the regular. All passive values are significantly more front loaded and have a much greater diminishing returns as you invest in the numbers. So basically, what that means, the passives, so like the reduced stamina, they actually got rid of that one, but reduced stamina, reduced magic costs, or the recovery ones. Magic recovery and the stam recovery, they got rid of those, but those passives, what they're saying, those types of passives, what they're saying is that the first 50 points is going to be 75% of the value. So you put another 50 points, you're only gaining 25%. So what they're trying to do is get people like me, which is kind of good, I kind of like this, get people like me that put 100 points in one thing, one star, I guess if you want to put it that way, one passive, and then get people like me to put 50 in one and 50 in another, because I'm getting 75% of two instead of 100% of one, which is good. I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. It might take a little getting used to. I might have to do some more trial and error with it on the PTS, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, their bottom point there, the overall goal of these changes is to improve and balance the diversity of champion point picks while also raising the power floor so that those with less champion points, really, champion O points, will be more effective. So what they're basically trying to do is they're trying to raise the power floor and lower the ceiling. So they're trying to get this more even playing field so that you don't have the elite of the elite up here and then the new people like off the screen. You don't even know who these people are. They don't have the abilities. They're trying to narrow that playing field so that people can more play together and all this stuff, which is good. I like it. I like their thought process, but at the same time, I think the elite of the elite, that's the reason they are the elite of the elite, because they are the best. When you start getting people who are just playing and they all of a sudden in a week can play with the elite, that's a problem. That can't be. I don't think that should ever happen. And so they got some work to do. ZOS is going through a lot of trial and error with this game. It's definitely different than most MMOs as far as their champion point system goes. So I mean, there's a lot of trial and error, and I understand that it's still relatively new. Granted, the game's been in production since early or mid 2000s, but there is some stuff that they have to work through. So another new aspect is the skill unlocking, skill line unlocking. So you're not going to see, so normally when you start, here, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. There we go. So normally when you start, it's zoomed in really far. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Let's do this. Let's do, nope, that's not what I want. Okay. Am I not able to have multiple captures? That's so dumb. Okay, anyways, I have it zoomed in, but normally, like you can see it here, all my skills, I start with all of the weapon skills. I start with all the armor, the world. I started with all of my racial skills showing. Now the difference, the one thing that they're changing, which is kind of cool, it kind of reduces the overwhelmingness for new people. You're not gonna see all those. So all you're gonna see when you start is class, and then racial starts at level 5. So all you're really gonna see is class. I'm not 100% sure what all after that you're gonna see. It's gonna be the same as far as what this says. Any other skill lines like Mage's Guild. So the guild skill lines you're gonna see after you join the guild, which is normal. That's how it is now. But like if you look here, armor skill lines, you're only gonna see that skill line when you equip 3 of that type. You're only gonna see weapon skill lines when you get a killing blow with that weapon. Crafting, when you visit the crafting station, racial level 5. AVA, I didn't really know what that meant, but it's Alliance War. You're going to start seeing Alliance War skills when you unlock Alliance points, when you gain Alliance points, when you go in there and actually start doing it. Which, that's the same. It used to be that you didn't get Alliance War this skill line until you went in Cyrodiil. So it's virtually the same. So when a skill line is added to the character, the exclamation mark, basically it's just new UI features saying, hey, this skill line has been unlocked recently. It's the same for all of your if you go into your collections, and if you get a new appearance here, like it'll show an exclamation point here. It's the same thing, same feature, same idea. And then a message will say new skill line. But I get that. That's there's a lot to this game. They're trying to reduce the basically when new people start, they're trying to reduce the flood, the overwhelmingness of having to start a new character. So that's I mean, that's not really a huge thing. It's not really that big of a thing to me, especially since I have all. The only thing that's going to really affect is when I level a warden, so it's not really that big. And so here at the bottom, let me just get this up here. There. Adjusted experience. So what they're doing with experience, same thing with champion points. The earlier levels, the earlier points are at a reduced cost now. Same thing with levels 1 through 50. So 1 through 50, the earlier points are going to be worth less. The later points are going to be worth more. So 1 through, they don't give an exact amount. I don't know what the exact number, the exact position is where it flips, but let's just say for easy 25. So 1 through 25, you're going to have a reduced amount of experience needed than you have right now. 26 through 50, you're going to have an increased amount of experience than what you need right now. So they're saying that it should take about the same amount of time to level, but what they're trying to do is get people to 50 or closer to 50. So kind of like have that, what is that, mathematicians tell me, what is that, the parabola, the thing that really that keeps going and really never touches. So what you're doing is you have an exponential gain. So you are going to, right now it's a steady gain to level 50. What they're trying to do is make it so that you get up higher. Oh, this is the opposite. So you want to get up higher to 50. So you're going to have more of a bell shape. So it's going to help you get closer to 50 faster, but not necessarily get to 50 faster, if that makes sense. So they're trying to get people, like, say to level 45 quicker so they can start doing dungeons and delves and do the Undaunted quests and things like that. Not necessarily get to 50 faster so they can do end-game content, just more stuff. Because, let's face it, 1 through 45, you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're just questing all the way through. Which for me, I did that on one toon. One of my guys has all of the quests done. But it's not really going to affect me much. Again, the thing it'll affect though is new players, and they won't have the experience needed. But ZOS isn't really thinking about that, in my opinion. What they're thinking about is keeping players, and to keep players, they don't really care about the people that have been here for a while, because we already have a solid niche in the game. What they're looking for is new players, to get new players in faster and doing end game content so that they feel like they're contributing. I get it. I understand it from a business standpoint. I'm not going to bash them for that. I just don't like it from a player standpoint, because now I have to deal with new players that really have no idea what they're doing in the game. But that's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer whatever I can. And if I don't know the answer, I could probably direct you, or if it's a question I can't answer, I'll let you know. But yeah, hit me up, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think. See ya.